Okay, so hello everyone. We are creating an app called ProductiviTree. I'm Megan, and these are my teammates, Saloni, Reshmi, and Vincent. Reshmi couldn't be here, right? But we're still going. So what is the problem? Most people often find it really difficult to stay motivated and productive, and quarantine has really only served to make this even worse. Now more than ever, it's easy to lose track of time just watching YouTube videos or just scrolling aimlessly through social media. So many of our peers really feel lost and isolated, and this can be really damaging to mental health. With ProductiviTree, we want to change this by incentivizing and sharing your productivity with friends, creating an encouraging and supportive environment. ProductiviTree is going to be a mobile application where users can share ways that they stay healthy and productive while gaining points towards their daily goals. Why do we want to share productivity with others? Well, when I have a homework assignment to do, it can be really hard to stay on task. But when I'm in a study group, we can support each other and make sure we're keeping each other accountable. We found in a survey of our peers, 63% said that they are more effective and productive when they're working with others. So our group wants to recreate that kind of effect with more things and on a bigger scale. On top of that, to further incentivize productivity, the user can gain points for doing tasks in the categories of self-care, community, fitness, and productivity. The accumulated points will be automatically redeemed to plant trees so that users can help the environment along with helping themselves. I'll now be passing it to Saloni, who's going to be discussing the scope and specifications and our high-level diagrams.
So after hearing that description, you might be wondering what makes us different from other apps like Fitbit for tracking your fitness. Well, our solution does so much more than just track your data. ProductiviTree focuses on the issue of productivity in isolation and creating a community to support others during this time and even after the pandemic. In our user research, 80% of respondents said that they felt more motivated to get things done with some friendly competition, and 69% said they often need an incentive to get things done. Productivity aims to provide both motivation and incentive. On the data tracking side, we go past just tracking steps. We cover a variety of productive means, such as learning a new skill or doing a hobby around the house, such as gardening. Of course, productivity is not meant to be a replacement for face-to-face human interaction, but instead serves as a way to connect to friends and easily check up on their well-being and productivity in a time when we can't meet in person safely. The key features of our application include user authorization, and along with that, individual user profiles, logging activities to receive points and share with others, following and unfollowing other users to view their posts, generating challenges to keep users engaged, a view for user statistics, and a points leaderboard, both globally across all users and between the users' connections. Our progress in implementing these core features will be a metric for success and completion for the application. Now we'll play a demo of our wireframes to give you an idea of what a finished app will look like.
I have no idea if this will work.
Here is our high-level design diagram. As you can see, we plan to construct the front end of our application with React Native on Expo to facilitate cross-environment development along with built-in APIs, and the backend using Node.js and Express. We will be utilizing MongoDB to store and manage user data. We understand that user security is an important issue. Hence, to ensure user privacy and information assurance, we will be using Google authorization and Facebook login for account creation and sign-in. DevOps will be handled with GCP App Engine and Google Firebase hosting. We will be using Google Firebase messaging to send notification and messages to users. For the accompanying website for our app, we will be using React. We do not anticipate any issues with handling the expected load of users. However, if we receive many more users, our application architecture can be easily scaled for them by simply sharding our databases and scaling our servers. As a team, we spent a long time discussing each of our current strengths and weaknesses and have decided on this tech stack because it is a combination of technologies that we are familiar with, along with some technologies that we'd like to gain more experience with, so that we can branch out and learn more while still maintaining and using the skills we have now. Next, Vincent will be discussing our timeline and a plan for completing this application.
In our first few weeks, we decided on our idea, constructed detailed wireframes, planned out our tech stack, and designed the database for our application. We also did some user research and looked into design libraries for the necessary components. These last 2 weeks, we have worked on backend APIs, the app homepage, user authorization, and started on profile functionalities. We also implemented the add activity component along with the point functionalities. In the next 2 weeks, we'll work on friend functionalities so users can manage their followers and who they're following. We will also begin working on data visualization so users can view their statistics. In our 9th and 10th weeks, we will implement the feed for viewing others' posts, the post leaderboard, allowing for post privacy and start on DevOps. In the last 2 weeks, we will work on post verification, review our documentation, create our demo video, host our website, and generally place the final touches on our app. As stretch goals, we would also like to add more interactions for friends, such as challenging each other to do tasks, and add teams for groups to encourage more friendly competition. And of course, by extension, more productivity. With more time to work on our app, we would love to partner with environmental organizations to do as much good as possible because we are all very passionate about creating things to make the world a better place. As a team, we would like to thank you all very much for your time, and we would love to answer any questions you may have about our app.
Wow.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you guys. This is amazing. One, I really want to tell you that I love the as I am the design director. I love your graphics. Really made the presentation great. And I love that you, I feel like this is really important for presentations. I love that you compared your app and kind of, listed its competitors and how yours is, works in opposition to them. I think that was a really great feature that you put in your presentation. Great stats. Answered a lot of the questions that I was planning on asking you at the end. So honestly, guys, really great job. I love it. This would help me a lot. It would help me a lot during quarantine.
Yeah, I saw you had a very nice diagram showing the complete tech stack, I think. I was curious if you could talk a little bit more about that. I know since you have a lot of technologies there, like how you work together as a team to like integrate them and make sure like everyone is able to like work together on everything.
So what we do is instead of at the start of the entire 12 weeks deciding who is going to do what, we have weekly meetings where we talk about what each of us did the previous week, our current progress, and what each of us are gonna do the next week. And we all discuss and come or decide together what each of us personally wants, like what a personal task wants to be, so that there is no disagreement and we all get to do what we want to do or what we want to learn about.
Okay, that's super cool. Yeah, is everyone like working on all pieces, or is it more specific, like someone is handling the database, one other person's handling the actual application in React?
So right now it's mostly Vincent and Reshmi working on the database. And all of us are also working on the front end together.
Wow, that's very impressive.
So I'm not really skilled in the whole, I mean, I'm not a comp sci major, so some of my questions might make sense to, Jason and Dee Dee and you guys, but probably not to me. Um, but were there any programs that you guys found yourself having to learn? And if you did, where'd you go to for help? Did you go to your mentors, to YouTube, any websites?
So one of the parts which we needed help with was navigation in React, and we are also using TypeScript this time, and it's the first time using TypeScript. So for TypeScript, we are actually looking at a lot of online tutorials and Stack Overflow answers. And for the React navigation, our mentor helped us, and we also looked at some tutorials.
That's awesome to hear. Dude.
Arjun, did you have any questions or?
No, I really liked your overall presentation. I also really liked how you showed like a schedule of like how your dividing works so far, and that shows that you really planned things out, and that I definitely think that'll make things easier.
Yeah, the organization is very on point. Like you showed your whole
Yeah.
plan and how you have weekly meetings. Can you talk a little bit about how you set that up to be so successful, like in terms of having everyone be organized and know how everything is going on?
We have one very, very big Google Doc that's just full of literally everything we have to do. And yeah, we just had to sort it out into what had to be done first.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
You guys have been very productive.
Yeah.
That's honestly super impressive.
Hmm.
Yeah. I joined in kind of late. I'm Dee Dee. I'm outreach director for Freetail. I had a few questions just like on how your status is so far. Like, have you been following this timeline? Where are you right now, and like what still needs to be done? Are you ahead of schedule, behind schedule, etc.?
I feel like we're on schedule.
That's really good.
I have to say kudos to you guys, because I will draw out plans in my notebook and I will not stick to them whatsoever. I'll draw out a schedule and I won't. So honestly, kudos for y'all for keeping each other on track and, getting it done.
Yeah. The other question I was going to ask is like how you're planning on getting these trees planted at the end with like all these points.
So right now it's just we have it just as a proof of concept, but we are gonna try it and partner with some eco organizations.
Gotcha.
And that's one of our stretch goals.
Mm-hmm.
So at the start of week 1, I looked at some organizations and realized that a lot of them weren't planting trees for free.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, you give us $1 and then we'll plant a tree for you.
Mm-hmm. I see. Do you know how like other productivity apps that have to do with like planting trees do it? Do they also like have another organization that they reach out to, or I don't know, just curious.
Not completely sure. There's like Ecosia and like Team Trees that do a similar thing, but I'm not completely sure how the actual tree gets planted.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious because that seems like it would be, I don't know, would be interesting. Yeah.
Like Mr. Beast to do it.
Okay.
Do you guys have any other questions for them? Or do you guys have any comments either?
Yeah, well, I don't think so. So yeah, very good job, guys. I think it was an amazing presentation. Honestly, the slideshow is beautiful. All the ideas presented were done very well as well. So very good job. I'm sure you've inspired a lot of other teams to kind of up their efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work, guys. We can't wait to see the finished product. Good work to y'all, Saloni, Vincent, Dee Dee. I think one other person joined. No, is that your last teammate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Reshmi too. Awesome. So
Do you
yeah.
have any questions for us while you're here?
Yeah, do you have any questions about just anything really?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
One last round of applause for Megan, Saloni, Vincent, and Reshmi. You guys did awesome. Can't wait.
yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for presenting. This makes me so excited. I'm so excited to see what it looks like at the end.